In this video, I'm going to present the Tiramisù tool in its berries flavor. The first action, the first task we need to do is to configure the data for the tool. So we can click on the button, and then here we need to provide input for the JSON configuration and the DFG. So we submit the information, and we end up with this representation. From this representation, we can start interacting with it. For example, we can decide to remove the backdrop and the pictograms. So by disabling both these, we end up with a more classical text-only representation of processes. Or we can decide, for example, to add only the backdrop, so the floor map, all the individual activities as well. We can also decide to remove the edges or to remove the activity labels. Yeah? In this way, we can customize the representation as we feel. In this case, different activities have also different frequencies as they appear, and we can activate the shadow, which will have an intensity proportional to such a frequency. All these actions are also buttons, so we can click on these buttons. For example, I can click on the living activity button, and in this case, once we click on this activity, a modal window is shown with extra information that we can configure, for example, to show extra numerical information or details regarding the process itself.
Now we're going to show the second flavor of tiramisu, which is the banana flavor, and it's an application designed to provide insights on personal work processes. So to use this application, we first need to load some sample data, and we can do this here. So this sample data is based on an active window tracking data, which looks like this, and it's gathered from any tool that collects this information, such as Toggler. So we get here the application, the active title, when it becomes active, when it ends active, and we also assume that the user has labeled the activity and the case that she was doing at that moment in time. So once we load this information in the application, we get this calendar view, which is the backdrop and provides a common ground from our application. Here we can see all the activities performed, and we can click in any of the activities to get details on this activity. So here we get the details in the period from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., the 7th of March. We can see here that in this period there were 3 activities that were performed, mainly the drafting conference papers and giving lectures, but there were other 2. We can also notice these blank spaces here, which represent interruptions in the process, and we get some metrics of the effective duration, 39 minutes, the external interruptions, 20 minutes, the percentage effectiveness, which is 65%, and 7 times presumed. And here we can see the details of the different activities in the interval. In the case details, we also get the same information, but focus on the specific case of map